Good afternoon and welcome to My Chamber TV. Oh my gosh, this is the Greater Hernando Chamber of Commerce edition. Michael always does really well with the guests, and he's not letting me down right here, right? We have Dr. Katarina Wise-Scheuermann and a DMD. What is it? What is a DMD?
Just depends which school you graduate from. DMD, Doctor of Medical Dentistry, or Doctor of Dental Surgery is EDS. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Now you're with the Ackley Dental Group.
Yes.
And where are you guys located out of?
Located in Spring Hill.
In Spring Hill.
Spring Hill Drive.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
Pinehurst Drive, but off of Spring Hill Drive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is my question to every dentist I ever. What made you go, hey, I want to get in people's mouth and work?
Well, actually, I had a female dentist, which wasn't very common at the time. I'm not that young. At the time, I was a child.
21, 22.
Yeah, right about there.
Yeah.
So she was kind of more of a role model for me.
Really?
I did have a lot of issues with my teeth. Just because you're a dentist, it doesn't, absolve you of dental problems. So she was a wonderful person. Kind of, like I said, a role model, and that kind of drove me in that direction. In high school, I knew I wanted to be a dentist. There was no second choice for me. So
So you knew young that you wanted to be a dentist.
I did, to a horrifying effect that it had to my father, who was absolutely petrified of dentists and tried to talk me out of it multiple times. And it didn't work. So here I am 30 years later, still doing it. So.
Wow, 30 years.
Yes.
You do not look like, I was thinking 28, 29. Yeah, well, hey, good for you.
We won't tell my age.
So how long has Ackley Dental Group been around?
Over 40 years, I think almost 45. Dr. Eva and Saeed Ackley, Rodney Ackley, have started the practice. Our office manager, Beverly's been there more than 40 years.
Wow.
So we have longevity and staff that has been with us for a very, very long time. And even my assistants have been both with me over 20 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what services do you offer? Is it general? Is it, and I know I said this before, but cosmetic, because you see cosmetic dentistry, oral surgery. What do you offer?
Yeah, we're a general practice, which includes 3 through 103. We basically see pediatric patients all the way to geriatric patients. So we provide pretty much all around dentistry for whole family. The cosmetic component is a part of our dental services, but there's no such a thing as cosmetic specialty. But we do provide implant services, periodontal services, orthodontic services, just overall inclusive dentistry. We do have a few selected great specialists that we use on occasion, but we try to do as much in-house as our patients typically request that they stay with us because they know us. They don't want to just be sent all around the county to see specialists for every single thing.
Yeah, because there's sometimes you go somewhere, well, you got to get it pulled. No, you got to go over here and get it pulled.
Exactly.
You got to get a root canal. No, you got to go over and get the root canal over there.
Exactly.
And you're just running all over the place, and you really do want to see one dentist.
Yes, and we try to get educated and keep up with the newest trends in dentistry as well, so that we can provide that for our patients.
Now, so you do the implants, and do you do all that on site, or is that worked on off site and brought in site?
Yes, most of the implants are done on site. There are some cases, like I said, where you need a specialist, and we can't be a jack of all trades, but we try to kind of select the good candidates and keep them in a practice. And if it's something more complicated, then we can send them to the surgeon. We don't do sedation dentistry. I know you mentioned that.
Yeah, that's the only way you can get me in. I'm a big baby.
We don't do sedation dentistry where we put somebody completely out, but we do have a way to make a patient more comfortable by using nitrous oxide or medication.
That's funny.
Yeah, which does help a lot.
It does help a lot. So let me ask you this question. I see a lot of people trying to whiten their teeth and then they overdo it. Is that a service that you guys offer?
Not the overdoing part.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, but they do. They'll go, oh my God, I overdid it, and I'm like, why? Because I can't breathe.
Yeah, well,
so sensitive.
You do have multiple ways of doing that, and one of them is typically in control of a patient, which I would recommend if people have sensitive teeth, they can do it at home themselves, and they can kind of gauge how far they want to go and
Right.
how slow or fast they want to go with the trays. And we make the trays,
Oh,
so
okay.
they're custom fitted, and then send you home with instructions and the bleaching materials, and you can kind of go with it,
Oh,
how
but it's under your care, kind of.
It's still under our
like,
care.
do
We
it this
follow
way,
up.
do it the right way.
And then there's doing it in the chair in the office that can be a little bit more sensitive because you're doing the intense bleaching, but it's immediate satisfaction. You get your teeth whitened in an hour. So for the weddings or occasions that people want to do,
Right.
like immediate wow result,
Right.
you can have that done quickly as well.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So what's the typical, when I come to see you, what happens? What do? We got to go, I mean, you just got to start somewhere.
Well, a couple scenarios. Some people will want to get established first and kind of come for a cleaning and x-rays and meet the doctor and do the exam. Some other people are going to have an emergency. You might have a toothache and you need to get in as soon as possible.
Right.
We do provide a very short notice appointments because we do have enough providers and chairs and rooms to see people within a day or two,
Right.
to help them with their emergency. And then we will go to establishing the care and doing a full exam after
Right.
we take care of your problem.
Right. So what about it, and this is the dreaded word, insurances. Do you take insurances? You're pretty broad on who you do take, and
We do take what's called indemnity insurances, where
Okay.
you don't have to go to a particular dentist on the list.
Okay.
So we do file insurance for our patients. We will accept the assignments, which means the portion that the insurance pays can be directly mailed to us or sent to
Right,
us by
right.
the insurance, so you only cover your portion of the treatment. We are not, however, on those plans where you kind of have to go to a particular dentist.
Gotcha. Yeah. If you got to be on a list to go somewhere, not the
Yes,
people.
yes.
Right. So how many? You said you have how many
We have
dentists?
5 dentists.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
and we have 5 hygienists as well. So quite a few providers you can choose from. There's a good fit for everybody there.
Right.
So, and we have a lot of pride in our doctors and staff,
Right.
and very customer service oriented. And
You've been around for 40 years to have
over
it.
40 years,
That's over 40 years. That's pretty good. That means you're doing something right.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of dentists come in. Next thing you know, they're gone in about 2 years. You're like, well, what happened?
It's a family. It's really
That's
truly
awesome.
a family in our office, and we, like I said, our staff shows a lot of longevity. We have people 30, Beverly over 40 years, 30 some years, 20 some years, quite a few of
Amazing.
them. So
Amazing.
yeah.
So anything that I didn't touch on about what you guys do?
What do we do? We make you very comfortable when you come in.
See, that's the stuff.
I'm going to tell you, I didn't read our Google reviews. I am mom, and a professional, and my life does get busy. So Beverly asked me to read, our office manager asked me to read the Google reviews. And I was so pleasantly surprised how many people said from the moment they walked in, they felt relaxed. Our staff greeted them with a smile all the way through coming back out through our front desk. They felt very comfortable.
That's
and
awesome.
I think that's, they felt their issues were addressed, they were given an estimate, everything was addressed up front, and their questions were answered. They never felt, at any moment they were pressured to have anything done, and, I do take a pride of that.
That's
that we
awesome.
do take care of business in the most pleasant way we possibly can to make patients like you who are uncomfortable and then
scaredy
don't care
cat.
comfortable.
I'm a big scaredy cat.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Katarina, thank you for coming on. We appreciate everybody watching. And you know what? Stick around. We've got more great guests coming. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, we're back, and we're going to talk Christmas. Now, if you'd have done this in October, I'm like, we got to wait. But it's November now, and we can talk Christmas. But you're here. I got Monte. I'm sorry. I go right into it because I'm looking over the Matthew Project, Gifts for Homeless Children. Let's talk about this because it's got kids, so you got my ear
Yes.
and interest. Let's talk about what's going on. What is the Matthew Project?
Matthew Project, we provide Christmas gifts, get sponsors to provide Christmas gifts, and also raise money to provide for those kids who don't get sponsored.
Right.
Through the backpack food programs through Hernando County school system at each different school, so everything stays locally here.
You really cover all of Hernando.
Not every school, but we're doing 10 to 12 schools in Hernando County.
Nice.
So whichever school, we've never turned anyone down. I know a lot of schools already have a program similar to this.
Right.
And so that's the reason why we probably don't get calls from them, but we do but 10 to 12 schools a year.
That is absolutely phenomenal.
It
so,
is.
So now this is a big deal.
It's
you know,
huge.
I mean, it's huge, right? Because
Yep.
you know, no one wants a little baby waking up, right? And I call them all babies, and they're
Yeah.
all there. I don't care if they're 15 years old; they're still little babies. But no one wants these kids to not have something at Christmas time.
That's absolutely correct. And the nice thing about this is they realize that there's someone who loves them that doesn't even know who they are. And that's exactly how God is too. Now, God, of course, knows who they are, but they know that God loves them and,
Right.
and might not even have a relationship with God. So,
Right.
so they know that there's people out there who love them and are just doing it because they love them,
Right.
not knowing who they are. So it's amazing.
Okay, so let's. How does this work?
So basically what we do is the school counselors will actually give us each child's age, gender, shoe size, clothing sizes, then a 3-item wish list.
Okay.
What we'll do is through Excel sheets and such, we'll actually put them, make out labels, put them on cards. And then we find churches, business organizations such as the chamber,
Right.
different businesses, even individuals who will sponsor those children. So they basically will pick up a card, sign that child out on that sign out sheet that's at that location. And also we give them all the information stapled right to the card so they know exactly what to do. And that answers 99% of all the questions once they pick up a card.
Okay, so that means that I go into a location, I can find a card,
Yes.
sign it out, and then I can go get.
That's
these-
absolutely correct.
Right.
You get to shop and provide whatever God leads you to provide.
So do you have to? I mean, I know you stick to the list, but can you do a little more?
You can
a
do
little
whatever you want. Once again, whatever God leads you to
Right,
provide.
right.
So some of the items, I know when I was a kid, I used to shoot for the moon. Santa
Right.
probably knew I was shooting for the moon too when I was asking. But you know, Christmas Day comes and I'm back to earth again. So it's whatever the person who picks up that child is just led to provide. So.
Wow. Now, so I can go online, right? Is it facebook.com, the Matthews Project 1225?
Yep, 1225 Christmas.
1225,
Yeah,
there you go.
So, yep, you can go there and see past years when we've done pickup and deliveries, any posts that we have. We don't normally do a lot of posts throughout the year, but once October's here,
Yep.
we're getting up and going. So, yes, you can go to the Matthew Project, Gifts for Homeless Children. And we also do impoverished children. Initially, it was all homeless children that we did,
Right.
but the backpack food programs have picked up impoverished children and families too. And so we do all of them that they give us. And the nice thing is, over the years, even though we might get increases of 50, 100, 200 kids extra that year, every kid has been sponsored.
Wow.
It's amazing.
So your beautiful young ladies over here that
Yes.
are here, actually one of them, both of them can bring this sign over and stand
Okay.
behind you if they want to, because what I heard from them is you don't even get to meet the kids
No.
because you're hands off.
Yeah.
It's just on your heart to help take care of these kids.
That is correct. So what?
Go ahead and hold that up behind him so that way people at home can see that.
So what actually happened was back in 2010, one of the backpack food programs gave us a call the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So we have to get everything delivered before school lets out.
Right.
And that year she was telling me all about it. And someone actually recommended me because I had worked or do work with different homeless organizations
Right.
throughout the city of Brooksville. And so we're talking for an hour or so. And I said, well, how many kids do you have? And she says 85. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to get this done? 85 kids, basically I got to start picking stuff up in 2 weeks. And so I said, let's give it a shot. And so I told her exactly what I needed, and we got that done. And by the end where everything needed to be picked up to be delivered, we actually did 112 kids that year.
Wow.
Yep. So.
And that was your first year out?
That was the first year, and only had really 2 weeks to get the program up and going, get the kids sponsored so we can pick up that following week and actually deliver it to the schools.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. This is how God does things.
Right.
He uses nobodies and lifts them up and provides everything that they need to show his glory and everything like that. So
That
it's
is
awesome.
absolutely, I mean, you can't get a better thing to get behind, period.
No,
You know,
no.
it's kids getting stuff for Christmas.
Yep, it's awesome. It's awesome. Just go and take a look at some of the pictures because what we'll do that week is we'll take pictures of where we're picking them up from the church or the organization or the business. So we'll get pictures of the gifts before we actually put them into the vehicle, or sometimes after we put them in the vehicle. And we like to give everybody credit. So whoever is our sponsors contact at that organization or church, we'll let them get in the picture with it. They always have to wear a hat of some kind when getting the picture done. And then we will actually go and deliver them to the schools, and we do the same thing at the school. So whoever the counselor is or people who might have helped us take the gifts in, we get them to actually put on hats and get pictures with them too. So go to the Facebook page and you will actually see all kinds of awesome pictures of gifts being picked up and delivered.
I'm going to hit you with something I didn't ask you. Do you have off the top of your head, do you know where some of your locations are that people can go pick up cards?
So there's a number of churches. So we have Faith Evangelical Presbyterian Church in Brooksville, Spring Lake United Methodist Church, First Baptist Church in Brooksville, here at the Chamber of Commerce. Couple of different B&I groups also do it, and then they can always call us directly too.
Okay.
So we can text or email a person who wants to. Oh, there's actually a soccer group right here in Spring Hill that does it too within their soccer group, and so they just call and I just email them or text them the information, and so just give us a contact and we'll either put you in contact with one of the churches. First, what is it? Family First Assembly of God over here in Spring Hill. Providence Evangelical Church over here in Spring Hill also. So there's a lot of locations to pick them up, or they can contact us delivery.
That's all on the Facebook page.
It'll be on the Facebook page once we get all up and going and stuff. Yeah, so
that is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Do you have an idea of how many kids this year?
No, we've done over 4,500 kids since 2010.
Wow.
And 3 years ago, we actually, in that year, had 630 kids, which was a 200 kid increase from the previous year. And I'm like, how is this going to happen? Because, I thought I had already exhausted all my resources, of course, but I never exhaust God's resources.
No.
And then like 2 years ago, it was like 530. Last year it was 430, but it was because one of the schools had already got the kids sponsored. But we got that school back again this year, so I'm expecting over 500 kids again.
Monte, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Look, you can't get a better. You cannot. You just cannot. It's a great project. So stick around. We got more guests coming up. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, everybody, welcome back. And you know what? We have got Richard. I'm still giggling from Richard. Say your last name right way.
Richard Sanvanaro, but a lot of everybody calls me Richie, so you can just call me Richie. It's fine.
Richie. So you are with Mid-Florida Community Services, which used to be known as Habitat for Humanity for Hernando, but you changed the names. Let's talk about why the name change.
Well, Mid-Florida Community Services has been in existence since 1950. So.
Oh wow! Yeah, so it's always been around.
Yeah, they just never. They did not do affordable housing.
Got it.
That was a piece that they were. All the things that Mid-Florida Community Services does, that was a part of, just a natural part that they never had.
Right.
I was hired as the executive director for Habitat for Humanity of Hernando County about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And we're building houses during COVID.
Yeah.
And Habitat for Humanity for us, for Hernando County, from my office, got too political. You know, when people in Atlanta, Georgia, setting guidelines or where you should go, they have no idea what we do here in Hernando County. They have no idea what the people of Hernando County are, what they need. I live here for over 20 years, and Mid-Florida's been here since 50 years in existence.
Wow.
They know what Hernando County residents need, and they're meeting those needs.
Right.
And it just seemed like a natural fit
Absolutely.
to say bye-bye to Habitat and go over to Mid-Florida, which now we're rebranded under the Mid-Florida Community Services umbrella.
Okay.
And now it's House to Home division.
House to Home.
So it's really simple. We build a house, but you know what? When you get the house, if you get a house, you make it the home. So that's the whole thing, House to Home. And we still operate a thrift store. Before we used to call it a restore.
Yep.
But we operate it on the generosity of everybody in Hernando County that may have items that they might have a yard sale or moving, or realtors who are cleaning out a home.
Right.
They call us and we'll come down, and first we say thank you.
Hey, Richie, come get this stuff, please.
Absolutely. We'll do listen, even I go out with my truck. If my big box truck is busy and somebody's got something and they said, look, I need it done today, I will go out myself.
Go get
I've
it.
done that.
Right.
I don't mind doing that, because you know what? Everything that we get that is donated, we clean it up, polish that apple a little bit the best we can, and we put it in our store, and at a very deep discount, because we got it just costs us for handling of the merchandise, and people come in and get great buys. What sets us different from all the other thrift stores out there in our county is that we have construction items.
Okay.
So we have moldings, we have, tools, a whole bunch of stuff in the construction field. If you're home remodeling, if you're the do-it-yourselfers on the weekend, hey, before you go out to the big box stores, come
see you guys.
Come and check us
Right.
out. And then you know what? You might pick up a tool that we probably have it listed for $10 to $20. If you buy it brand new, it'd be $200. So,
Right.
hey, it may not be brand new, but it works because everything's checked out in the store. And we invite you to come in and check us out.
Now, you're also feeding people.
Well, yes. Well, not me.
So I come into your house and you're going to be cooking for me
listen,
and everything.
Mid-Florida Community Services are people from this county.
Yeah.
So they are hands-on, grassroots.
Right.
And I'm so happy and proud to be a part of it. When we talked about moving over, we say, we're a team. And I see everybody says they're a team.
Yeah.
But since day one, the
You're a team.
CEO to everybody has, hey, count on us. So with that, we are different departments, but we all work together
Right.
as a collective.
Okay.
For the benefit of our county, and we are in more than one county, but we have a food drive, farm share, Ashley Holfecker, who's our community liaison person, who sets all this up, and she'll probably be mad at me for taking her 2 minutes of fame, but she's great. Without her, there would be no communication.
Right.
She's fantastic at what she does, and she's really into everything that's going on in the community. So if they visit our website over at Mid-Florida Community Services, they will see the next farm share food distribution, which is open to everybody. If you need food, you come with your vehicle, and the volunteers put it in your trunk. You tell them how many people in your household. Some people come for one. Some people say, I need 10. Whatever it is, if we have it, we give it away. We don't want to repack any food that we get.
Right.
And usually within 2 hours, 2.5 hours, it's gone. And that just shows you the great need.
Oh, yeah.
The great need not only in our county, but all over. And if it wasn't for, companies and organizations like Mid-Florida Community Services and other organizations out there doing the best they can for their community, it'll be a very sad place to live.
Right.
So.
Now, to see what everybody doesn't, I get to see all the stuff up here, and I'm looking at your pamphlet over here. We haven't even touched on that much of what you guys do. I mean, go ahead and tell everybody what you can.
I'm here today just to talk about the home house to home.
I understand.
Otherwise, Ashley's going to beat me up.
We don't want no beating up now.
But we have there's like 6 different things that she could touch on.
Wow.
And she is definitely a lot better knowledgeable to explain it.
But there's a lot.
Oh,
there
is
a lot.
We do everything from community services to kids advocacy. There's a whole bunch of things that Mid-Florida Community Services does. And again, we are so proud to be that. But we are only one branch of the big umbrella, or the spoke on the wheel.
So let's talk about house to home. Now, is it in the same line of the other company?
Yeah. Again, we have properties donated or we purchase properties, and then we will get the surveyed, then we'll get permits from the county, and we will build a house.
Right.
And then once we know that we're building a house, then the process of finding a partner family.
Right.
There's an application, and they fill it out. Once it's completely filled out, they'll bring it back to our office where I am, and then we have a committee, because I am not on that committee. The committee of 5-6 people, they meet, they go through the criteria. Did they meet that? How many applications are in it? Then they pick the person that's going to go
the recipient,
and the recipient of a house. Once that's done, then that person can put the 300 hours of service with their house, or if they cannot, we could either have them work in the thrift store, or if they can't do that, there are other things now through Mid-Florida that we can get their time. And if they have family, they want to help them, or if they can't physically do something and they have some friends, family to do it for them, that's fine.
Right.
It's just you want to have sweat in the game.
Yeah. And this is not, you're not just giving them a home.
No, we're giving nothing away.
There's a mortgage, right?
This is a hand up, definitely not a handout.
Right.
We are not that. We expect, we go on the HUD guidelines. So whatever the current HUD guidelines are, they will make sure they can get a mortgage. But yes, we have a mortgage on the house, and they buy it from us at a deep discount.
Right.
They could never get it. Our houses are 1,520 square feet, and we have full appliances in the house. So it's really turnkey. Bring in your own furniture.
Right.
And usually, again, this great Hernando County, we have different organizations that'll come and the Brooksville Gardens Club. They will come and plant all flowers around the house.
Make it look pretty.
We have churches, they'll give them, they'll give them all beautiful tapestries.
Right.
Everybody donates something to these people. Supermarkets will give them a house full of groceries. That's just saying, it's a great thing coming. And then you know what? The county does great, because as soon as you get the house, you're the newest taxpayer.
Yeah,
Come on
baby.
down.
Right,
So whatever
exactly.
that is. So the county gets money back from a new taxpayer. Most importantly, they have stability where they don't have to move around.
Right.
And if they have kids, it's statistic-wise, if your child is in a stable home, in a stable school, and not transferring around, they'll go on to higher education.
That's correct.
Which, again, the next generation, that's what we want to do. We want to plant the seeds to success. And it doesn't make, if they fit that criteria, they will thrive in that thing.
Richard, thank you. His information has been up the whole time. We just want to make sure everybody knows that. So if you know a family, or you are the family that needs to reach out to this young man, reach out to the young man. He will take care of you, and he will show. And I just love the fact that I can go buy stuff at the store.
Anybody can come by, see me at the store, 19450 Cortez Boulevard, corner of Cortez and 41. Come and see me. Come and see the great staff that we have. Love to show you around and what we do.
Excellent. All right, stick around. We got more great guests coming up. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I've got Richard Tubbs from Silverthorn, the legends at Silverthorn, which I've eaten. Food is good. Food is actually really good. Really good. So let's talk about the legends of Silverthorn.
Well, the Legends of Silverthorn, together with my executive chef, Mick Wagner, we co-own the restaurant portion of Silverthorn Country Club.
Right.
So that portion is leased out to us under a 3-year lease. And we kind of completely revamped and change the menu, and that has really bolstered what the community inside Silverthorn was looking for. As far as I know, a lot of the residents and people there have been kind of starving for a good restaurant to go to inside the compound there at Silverthorn. My executive chef, Mick, is one of the best chefs I've ever met. I've been in this industry for 25, 30 years. And so he puts out such a great product. He's very proud of that. Most executive chefs are.
Right.
He does and runs the back of the house, the kitchens, and does those stuff. And I kind of manage the front of the house. I do the business end of it and all the events. I'm the event coordinator. I do the weddings, the setups, all the chamber stuff. So we're pretty compatible in what we do. I couldn't run it alone, and he couldn't run it alone.
Right.
But together we team up. We make a terrific team. And the residents there and the people that have joined us are just so proud and so happy.
The food is
that we're
phenomenal.
there.
I've eaten there several times now for the B&Bs, and I'm like, it's just really good.
Well, we have a fantastic menu, and a lot of things is because Chef and I work together. I was working together with him for about 7 years. And so together, our mindset is on having the best food. You got to have good food to run a successful restaurant. And you got to have good service.
Right.
And so together we've done that. We've come up with some fantastic menus that a lot of the residents have never had before, like our German night, our French night, Mexican, Italian night. So we do a every Wednesday night buffet, an international buffet. The last French night we had 170 people on a Wednesday night in Florida before the snowbirds came back. So that'll tell you how good it was.
Right.
And so doing those things, we're able to expand, and people go, wow, what are they having next week? What are they having next week?
Yeah.
What are they having next week?
You're already getting them going, hey, what's coming up next week?
Right. And once they're there, they see all the other various things that we're doing as far as events. And so that really has propelled us. But the people and the residents are so thrilled and so happy that we're there. It's something that they've been missing for a long time.
Did I see a food truck outside as well?
No, not there. No, we don't. No, we don't. We do the blood mobile kind of thing, but we don't do the food truck yet.
Okay, I didn't know if you guys expanded that side.
No, we probably won't. We have so much going on over there.
But you are expanding, though.
We are expanding. Yes, we are. We are soon. Soon we will be taking over the old Family Mariner restaurant.
Okay.
5173 Mariner Boulevard. We have contracted with the landlord there, and we will be changing that over to what we call Legends Academy Cafe. Open for brunch, breakfast and lunch, 7 to 2, and that's it. It'll be Tuesday through Sunday.
Right.
And so it's a small place, only holds about 49 people, but very low overhead, and so we should be very successful over there once the word gets out that it's run by Chef and I.
Yep.
And so that's the key. That's how we expanded on that. We're going to make fabulous food there. We're going to make it really showcase kind of what we've already been doing at Silverthorn.
Nice.
And it's just a way to kind of give back to. We understand the community and how that works. And so we want to be able to expand one side of the county to the other side of the county and just, be successful in what we're trying to do.
Do I need to live in the area of the Legends to be able to eat at the club?
No, that's one of the toughest things about being inside a gated community.
Yes.
Everybody thinks that you have to be a member to come inside there. That is not true for Silverthorn. It is for a lot of country clubs, but not for Silverthorn. Silverthorn is open to the public for both food and golf. And so we encourage everyone to give us a call, make a reservation, and you can come straight through, just let the gate know you're coming up to eat. And so that's one of the things we're trying to really break down, is that you don't have to be a resident there. You just have to have a reservation to come in, and we'll be much more successful. A lot of people are kind of missing that out. And there's a lot of folks right around the 2-mile radius that just really don't realize that you can come there to
And
eat.
when you said buffet on Wednesday nights, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I think I can make it up there on Wednesday night and bring the wife, but I don't live there.
Yeah.
So I guess but now that I don't have to live there, do I need a reservation for that as well?
You should have a reservation. You want to make sure we have a spot. Our Wednesday nights are getting kind of full. I have the luxury of moving it from our dining room into our ballroom. Our ballroom can hold up to 300 people.
Okay.
And so if my reservations get too much, we just move it into the big ballroom, and I
Right.
can have more and more space. And so we have the luxury of doing that.
So now you said events. You're having events there as well?
I am packed with events all the way through probably right now, the end of January. I do a tremendous amount of business events. The chamber breakfasts are held there. Our chamber B2Bs are held there. And through that, we get a lot more events with all targeted from different businesses.
Okay.
And I tend to, and my business partner agree that if you're a chamber member, you will get a break of what we do as far as room
that's
fees,
nice.
things like that.
Right.
Because we want to promote the local businesses.
Yep.
We are right here locally in town. If you have a business meeting you'd like to bring some clients to, we'll help promote that for you guys. And then you can bring them there and dine. In the new year, I'm going to be probably develop a corporate card that you can come in, like 4 people of your staff, and put it on a corporate account, things like that. That'll help out as well. So
Wow.
you have a nice little spot to go to say it's yours. And so we'll be probably doing something like that in the new year as well.
That's killer.
But yeah, a lot of
So
events.
do you have weddings and bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs and all that
And
kind of stuff?
quinceañeros and sweet 16s and baby showers and all of it. And right now we're gearing up right now for December for Christmas parties.
Right.
So a lot of the businesses want to have that staff Christmas party. You got to give us a call like right now. We are really fully booked. I don't have any Friday or Saturday nights available or Sundays available in December.
Wow.
But I do have some weekday spots I could
Okay.
plug in for a lunch. But you got to give me a call like real quick. It's even so, even next December, we're already booked up a lot of events. I have a lot of repeat guests. The sheriff's office does their Christmas party annually with us. And I've had a nice following of what we do. They understand we're very professional in what we do. We put out a good product, and folks are very happy with that. So we do plenty of events to spread us out throughout the year.
That's awesome. Do you have any idea of time frame for your the smaller facility, the restaurant?
We're hoping 6 to 8 weeks. There's
Okay.
not a huge rush in that. We want to open that and do
Take
that
your time.
correctly. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, we need to totally rebrand it, remarket it. And
Yes.
so that's what I'm working on as well. That's why we have a new logo. We'll have a new website.
Right.
We have to kind of, and we're going to have a ribbon cutting with the chamber, of course. And that will kind of rebrand and remarket that. So we're not in a huge rush. If we could do it in mid-December, that'd be great, but 1 January is okay too.
Yeah.
We want to do it right though.
And then the snowbirds are here, man, you know you're going to get busy.
Absolutely, we already seen that.
They're just going to see the
influx.
name, go, oh, we know who that is.
Right, yeah, Chef Mick is in charge of that?
Yep, we're good. We're gonna be good.
Yeah, so it's exciting to do that, and we look forward to helping with that too.
So for everybody at home that does not know where the Legends is, let them know
Yeah,
where that
the
location
Legends of Silverthorn is inside Silverthorn. It's at the clubhouse itself. So
Okay.
when you go through the gate, you just straight through. It's the clubhouse is right there. And so 352-799-4653. That's our phone. And also we have our website, which is thelegendsatsilverthorn.com. Don't just put in silverthorn.com. There is a link there, but thelegendsofsilverthorn.com. The Legends at Silverthorn is our Facebook account.
Okay.
And so we put out information. Our menus available there online. Upcoming events are there online. We do specialties all throughout the week.
Right.
Soup and salad bar on Tuesday nights. $10 burgers on Thursdays. Prime rib night is Friday. Time to time we'll do all-you-can-eat crab legs. I won't say that very long.
Just say, you better be careful with that
From
one.
time to time, we'll do that on the Saturdays. But then I also have comedians, and I do dinner dances as well.
Right.
And the public is welcome to all that, again.
Richard, thank you for being
Appreciate
on.
that.
We appreciate it. If you get hungry
you.
or need to get an event, you better, if you're expensive for Christmas, you need to call right now.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We have more guests coming up. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks.
Hey, everybody, we're back. And you know what? We're going to talk about sandwiches, beer, and running for office. With Casey. How you
Yes,
doing,
sir.
brother?
Wonderful. How about yourself?
Let's talk about the Red Mule Inn.
Let's do it, man.
So I didn't know this place existed, and I come to Brooksville all the time.
So
How did I not know about this?
the Red Mule is more or less the best kept secret that Brooksville's had.
Okay.
It's been there for 43 years.
Red Mule Pub, right?
The Red Mule Pub
Red Mule
and
Pub.
Sandwich Emporium, if you want to get technical.
Oh, Sandwich Emporium.
Sandwich Emporium, yes, sir.
That is a gauntlet to be thrown down. I'm
Isn't
just
it, though?
saying.
Yeah, so we do beer, wine, and we're known for our Reubens and pastrami sandwiches.
Mm.
Like I said, it's been there for 43 years. For the most part, it was word of mouth for a long time.
Okay.
The original owner passed. He owned it for about 36 years. Wow. And then it went to his brother. And his brother just wasn't able to take care of the whole thing by
Right,
himself.
right. Yep.
So he sold it to one of the original owner's best friends, who hired me to manage the place for him.
Okay.
And I worked there for about 4 years, and It was all through college. I'm halfway through a master's degree in history.
Okay.
And I got distracted, and I ended up buying a restaurant.
That's what pubs will do to you.
Yeah,
They
I was
get
like,
you
I like this
distracted.
place, man. This is cool. So I bought the pub, and yeah, it's a killer business. We've grown a lot over the last couple of years. I've
Okay.
gotten a lot of the older stuff replaced. Like I said, it's been there 43 years, so I didn't
was
change
time.
anything that you would notice.
Right.
But there's new electrical, there's new plumbing.
Oh, gosh, that stuff.
All the fun stuff.
All the guts. The
Yeah.
guts had to get gutted.
Yeah, and the standard operating procedures. I'm not so sure they existed.
Just show up, throw some slings,
Yeah.
some food, sling some beer, and you're good.
Absolutely.
Right. That's okay. So, but it's been around for 40 years.
Yeah,
Over
man.
40 years, right?
Yes, sir. 43.
Now, where is it located?
So, you know where 41 and 50 meet? Right there in Brooksville, Cortez and Broad?
I do.
There's a Winn-Dixie right there.
Yes, there is.
I'm in that plaza.
Oh, okay.
It's
The Winn-Dixie
1208
Plaza.
South Broad Street.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Wow.
Right next to the UPS store.
So let's talk about the menu again. What do you got on there? What-
I've got a pretty big menu. What we're known for is Reuben's and pastrami sandwiches. But my second best seller is the French dip, which, who doesn't
French
love a
dip?
good French dip, right?
I didn't hear about this earlier. What was? Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, man. Because everybody's always talking about the Reuben's.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
what I heard.
We got the
Reuben's,
French
Reuben's.
dips. Our buffalo chicken dip is really good.
Okay.
We've got a really good Cuban.
Okay.
That's what I tear up usually, is the
Yep.
Cuban or the Italian sub.
Now, is it pressed?
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
I don't have time. But I don't have time. I'm coming back this weekend. I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'll be there.
Rock and roll. Let me know. I'll be there. We'll get some
All right.
beers.
Casey. So, okay. Now, did I hear a rumor that you're running for office?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, let's
You
talk
did.
about that.
So,
Okay, so you mean jumping into the fire of a restaurant, now you're going to jump into a bigger fire of being in the government.
Yeah.
Oh, this ought to be fun.
yeah. So, long story short, I've been in Brooksville my entire life.
Okay.
I spent 9 months in Detroit with my folks when I was
I'm
real
sorry.
young.
I'm sorry, babe.
That's what I always tell people. Yeah, the only thing that Detroit taught me was I need to stay in Brooksville.
Right?
So I bought my first house after I bought the pub instead of buying a house.
Right.
Right. So I was living with my folks. Then me and my wife got married, and we were like, well, this is kind of silly living in my parents' bedroom, right? So we bought our place out in Ridge Manor.
Okay.
And I showed up to a city council meeting to talk to them about an event permit that they were planning that was going to really affect the Brooksville Main Street program.
Yes.
Which helps all of us downtown
Yes.
businesses. Well, I'm not even downtown. It helps all the businesses,
Right,
period.
right. Yeah.
I showed up, I gave my spiel, at citizens input, and none of them would look me in the eye, except for there's two people on there right now that would deal with me. So I sold my house, and I moved in town, and I'm going to take their seat.
Wow.
Yeah. I generally don't like politics, and I don't like the way that the government handles people. And then they directly wouldn't respect me as a business owner because I didn't live in city limits.
Right.
So I decided that the best thing I could do is get up there and try and be a voice for business owners.
And now, what seat are you going for? Do you know?
Yes, sir. I'm running for Brooksville City Council, seat 4.
Seat 4.
Seat 4.
Okay. That means that I can say I know somebody on the council.
There you go, man.
You got I don't live here, but you got my vote.
My parents can't even vote for me.
Oh,
There's-
isn't that sad?
So Brooksville city limits is only like 7 square miles.
Yes, it's tiny.
Have you ever looked at the map?
You're big.
It's weird. So the north side of MLK
Yes.
is in city limits, and the south side of MLK is not in city limits.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, Steve Champion, county commissioner.
Yeah.
He always jokes that the only way he can tell who lives in the county and who lives in Brooksville are the Republic blue trash cans. Because he drives street to street, and some people are blue and some people are whatever.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, I did that.
It's crazy.
They do need to fix that.
Absolutely. I mean, from either side, could you imagine trying to provide services every other street? Imagine trying to be garbage pickup.
No.
You go down one street, you come back, you skip the next street, then you got to go down the next street.
Oh, geez.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
No.
So come Tuesday, we'll know.
Come Tuesday, we'll know. I already know.
You already know.
I'm not
I
worried
love
about
that.
it at all.
So what are the hours at the pub? I'm going to jump back over to pub.
Yes, sir.
now. What are your hours over there?
So Monday through Friday, we're 11 to 8, and on Saturday and Sunday, I'm 11 to 5. And I'm open on Saturday nights for events. If somebody wants to rent the pub out,
okay.
post 5 o'clock.
Right.
We don't do a lot of nighttime business usually. I do sandwiches.
Right.
So we're mostly lunch.
Yep.
But that's why Friday nights I open up, and then if you want to pay me a little room fee, and I put some staff up there, and you guys buy the food from me.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
you can just party
That's
at
a
the pub
great
for the
idea.
evening. It's cool,
See,
right?
The minute you say the word pub, You're like, oh, it doesn't open till 1, and it probably goes until 1. You know, it's a pub, right? But you're totally the opposite. You have normal restaurant hours.
Thank God.
Could you imagine?
I wouldn't
No,
have bought
I
it.
can't imagine, but yeah. So tell them when you bought it. That to me is that is like the thing. Your birthday.
Yes.
His birthday is when he bought it. That was cool.
So it's actually more than that. This is really wild. So the first time that I walked into the pub, a friend of mine got me the job. I was unemployed for maybe 3 months. It was in the middle of college. I was in the middle of a Latin class.
Oh,
so
boy.
I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ride this out for a minute. And then I got the job at the pub, and I sat down for that interview. And Dave, when he sat down to hire me, the first thing I said to him, I swear, this sounds ridiculous. I looked right at him. I said, I'm going to buy this place from you one day. I don't know when. It might be 20 years from now, but I'm going to buy this from you.
Okay.
And then 4 years later, on my birthday, I bought it from the guy.
That's amazing.
His birthday is the same as my wife's birthday.
Okay.
Which is just also
There's
weird.
a little bit of a
it's just
feng shui thing going on there.
Yeah, and then his wife's birthday is the same as my grandmother's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's strange. I'm not really a
is
numbers
strange.
guy, but
Right.
it's just weird.
It was all meant to be.
Yeah, it's strange.
All meant to be.
And it's just such a cool place. You know, my favorite thing about it is that I didn't start it, so I can brag about it, how cool it is. I don't like bragging about my own stuff, but Les made the pub, and he came up with all these cool recipes. So I can tell you how awesome it is without feeling guilty.
Right. Golly, that is now. Where can I go see what's going on in the pub?
If you go to Facebook and pull up the Red Mule Pub, we will pop right up.
Okay.
We're pretty much the only one you're going to be able to find.
Yeah, right. There's no mixing them up, right?
Yeah, you're not going to mix that up.
Now, is your menu online and all that kind?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
It's all online.
That's awesome.
Yep, and we're on DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that fun stuff too.
Oh, okay. So if you're local, you can have stuff delivered.
Yep.
How do they do that with beer? No, I'm just kidding.
They can now.
What?
I don't, because it feels to me like a liability.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's just because I've been trained so long to not do that. But yeah, you can deliver beer now. I can sell 6-packs right out the front door of my store.
Oh, that's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That is crazy.
Yeah,
I remember the days like, nope, that never happened in a million years. Ever. So, what's the one thing you want to change? Got 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds. One thing you want to change to be on council.
So the biggest problem that Brooksville has with the city council is it's not that they're disagreeing with each other, because that's politics.
Right.
We're not always going to disagree. We're
That's
not always
correct.
going to agree on everything,
Yep.
but they're disagreeable. They get up there and they disrespect one another and they disrespect citizens, and they don't take anybody's input seriously except for their own. A couple of people maybe too big for their britches.
Right.
And I would like to get up there and actually represent what the people want, and represent what's good for Brooksville, not just what's good for me or what I think is good for the town, but what is actually good for the town.
Casey, thank you for being on today.
Absolutely,
Hey, everybody,
brother.
stick around. We got more great guests. I mean, Michael did a good job. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, everybody, welcome back. And you know what? We have in my opinion, one of the most important people that you can get on a show anywhere. I have Shirley Anderson, and you are the supervisor of the Hernando County elections.
That's correct.
Right. So, first of all, let's talk about what does that office do?
Okay, well, number one, we supervise all elections, just as the job says. We also are in charge of all the voter registration roles. So we do a lot of list maintenance throughout the off year to make sure that our rolls are up to date and as accurate as possibly they can be. We code all the elections, and we are responsible for all the tabulation of those results. And of course, we store all the historical data that's involved with that. We also are in charge of making sure all of our polling locations are set up throughout the county, as well as our early vote sites, making sure that they're ADA compatible and that they're stocked with all the supplies that voters will need. So that's just a little bit of what we do.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't get into candidate qualifying and things like that.
So you do all that too?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I can just see the job to be overwhelming, but I know you and your team. So how hard are you guys working to make sure everything is secure and it's good and straight? Because this is yesterday was election day.
That's right.
And I guarantee you guys have been working, well, probably way for it, but I mean in full tilt mode.
Yes.
Going forward.
Well, number one, I have an awesome team. My election staff works very hard not only during election time, but throughout the year to make sure that your vote is safe and secure and that our voter registration rolls are safe and secure. So lots of times people wonder, how do I know that my vote that I cast yesterday actually counted? So I'm going to give you kind of the elections 411 on how you know your vote has been counted. So we are required by Florida statute to do what's called a logic and accuracy test on every piece of equipment that we roll out into an election site or that we use for tabulating our vote by mail ballots. The logic and accuracy test is basically, we have a test deck that has a predetermined results in it. In other words, the test deck that we're using, we know exactly what the results are going to be.
Okay.
So every machine gets fed a test deck, because we're verifying that every candidate has a block, that the machine can read every candidate, write-in candidates, that everything can be read accurately by the machine.
Okay.
So we test every machine, and we look at the results, and we say, yes, that matches. If it didn't match, we wouldn't use that machine. That's never happened. We also 100% test all of our high-speed scanners that are used to tabulate our vote by mails. So we're testing everything on the front side of the election.
Right.
In addition to that, we have a system called the clear audit system. And so every ballot that is getting scanned into our tabulation system is also getting scanned into an independent auditing system. And we are auditing 100% of every ballot cast in Hernando County. And then at the end of the day, well, today's the day after the election, but we will be in the process of pulling our results from our clear audit system and pulling all of our results from our election management system, and we compare that. And that is our post-election audit. So we make sure that everything is lining up, that the results are exactly what we anticipated, or that what the voters voted, and that our independent audit system is checking and saying, yes, that is the case. So we will be doing that. Our audit is the Monday before Thanksgiving, and I'm not sure exactly the date on that. I can't remember the date, but yeah. And this is all open to the public. The public is invited to come to my office and watch any and everything we're doing. So you can sit and you can watch every ballot being fed. Our vote by mail ballots are when they're being canvassed, and you can watch everything that we do.
How many voting locations were there in Hernando County?
We have 32 polling locations that vote at 32 precincts that vote at 29 polling locations. So we have some combined sites. And this year was redistricting. We redistricted the entire county based on the U.S. Census, the data we got from that, as well as our new county commission district lines, and we redrew all our precincts. So some voters had to go to different places. But so.
Okay. Sometimes when you go up to a polling place, what is the rule of distance for the candidates to be able to be at polls? They can't be within a certain amount of yards? Or?
Correct. It's 150 foot from the door of the polling location.
Right.
So you cannot be within that 150 foot. That has not changed in the state of Florida. We did have it at one time 100, and then we went to 150 foot. And that's just to protect the voter, so that the voter's not being asked to vote for somebody. We try to not have politics being talked at the polls. When you come inside the polls, you have your photo and signature ID. In the state of Florida, you have to have a photo and signature ID to vote.
Okay.
And you come in and you vote. This election, as you know, it took you a little longer to vote because that ballot was two-sided, and it was a lot to read. So we're glad most of our voters get our sample ballots and come to the polls prepared.
That is a good thing. I loved it when everything started showing up, so I kind of knew what to expect when I got there. I was already kind of educated, and I'm like, and then sometimes you really got to read those. You really got to read them, because if you read them wrong and you think you're voting one way, you're actually voting another way.
That's correct. And I always tell people, it's if you take a true-false test, are you going to fill in an oval even if you don't know the answer? Absolutely, because there's a 50% chance you're going to get it right.
Exactly.
A ballot is not that way.
Right.
Okay, so you don't have to fill in an oval on a race that you are not sure of or that you have no idea. It's okay to leave those blank.
This is not an SAT.
Yeah, it's not a true-false test.
Christmas tree. Oh, I think it's pretty. I have no idea who I voted for or what I voted for, but I put it on there.
Right. So it's important for voters to be prepared. Now that we'll be going into an off-election year, we'll be conducting a lot of list maintenance. So it's really important for voters to know that although I voted and I don't have to think about any of this for 2 years, yay! It is, if you move, you need to let us know because my crystal ball does not work. I need to know where you're moving to so I can get you a new voter information card. And, or if you change your name.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people. So, yes.
Or you just change your name.
And most people do this at the DMV. But again, we have 2 offices ready to serve. And also, if you would like for us to come out and talk to your civic organization or your classroom, we love to come and talk and communicate with people about being election ready and about being prepared to go vote.
So, something you said is as many years as I've been on this planet and I've been voting, I did not know I could come to the Supervisors of Elections office. That I didn't, I figured everything's always been done through DMV or I'm paying my taxes.
The motor voter law, once the motor voter law passed, it kind of took that education that we can do when you're standing at the counter. Okay, we can talk to you about what a closed primary is. We can talk to you about these things. The DMV, where we get, I'd say 96% of all the voter registrations come through DMV. So we kind of lose that. So we do like to have that opportunity to have that conversation with you. So we love talking to our civic organizations, our homeowners associations, our classrooms. I love being in the classrooms with the kids. They have great questions, and it's important for them to know what to expect when they go to a polling location. What do I do?
Right.
We have a lot of voters still make check marks on ballots, and they find out very quick if you're at the polling location, our machine is going to reject that, and you're going to have to fill in the oval.
All over again.
So, yeah. And on our vote by mail program, after following this election, this November general election, all of our vote by mail requests end.
Wow.
And so you will have to re-request after the first of the year, or anytime after the election, actually.
Thank you for coming on.
All
I
right,
appreciate
thank
it. Hey,
you.
everybody, stick around. We got more guests coming up. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you. And welcome back. And you know what? Michael saved the best for last. We have the lady, the boss, that takes care of this whole chamber. Everything is on your shoulders. Linda Campo, nice. Thank you for being on. You are the office manager here.
Yes, I am.
You are the professional cat herder.
Yes, I am.
Let's talk about what you do in the chamber.
Okay, besides being cat herder,
Yes.
I take care of all the accounts payable, accounts receivable. I do the monthly financials, of course, with Morris, who's our president. And pretty much, herd cats.
You heard, people, a lot of people have not heard that saying. And I'm like, it's like herding cats. They're like, what? And I'm like, oh, never mind. But it's a lot. It's a lot going on here. This is a very busy chamber.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I have been a part of chambers where it's like you go out and it's a ghost town. I've never been in this chamber and not see like multiple people doing stuff, just running around.
Right. We have great members. They come in, they, help us out, they volunteer for events and everything. So it's wonderful to have all these people in and out here all day long.
So how long have you been with this chamber?
Okay, I've been working here part-time, 3 days a week, since last January 2021. However, before that, I worked here for 3 years, actually, at the front desk. And then I was not working. My profession is HR director.
Okay.
And I worked in hospitals for 53 years.
Right.
And in between those jobs, I worked here for 3 years.
But
Yeah,
you've been involved here for how long?
for about 20 years.
20
Yes,
years.
in between committees and just, being part of the chamber. It's a great chamber.
So, okay, so if I'm watching this right now, and a lot of people are, and they're like, I really want to go up there and join that chamber. Tell people why it's good to join this chamber.
Well, first of all, our members are very involved. We have a lot of events going on. We have a monthly membership meeting every month that draws anywhere from 100 to 130 people. So it's a great networking opportunity. In addition to that, we have our B2B every Tuesday that Michael chairs. And we get anywhere from 30 to 50 people at that, which is also another great networking opportunity. Once a quarter, we have mixers. That's an after-hours event. So we have something for everybody. So if somebody can't get to a morning meeting, we have an afternoon meeting, and then once a quarter, we have something in the evening. So you could always get involved just by coming to one of those meetings and just networking with people.
And you are quite a large chamber, too.
Yes.
I mean, how many members are
I
approximately?
believe the last count was about 800.
Wow.
Yeah.
800. Now, you are the only chamber in Hernando County.
we are.
But, that's a lot of members.
It is.
I mean, if you can't find somebody to help you out with something that you need by not going to that directory, you got problems.
It's a great networking opportunity, and a lot of our members take advantage of it, which is wonderful.
Now, you have some big events. Now, I love the B2B, by the way. I get to come up, I probably get to come up twice a month. And I'm always seeing, I always see somebody new, which is weird for a chamber. Normally, when you go to a chamber event, it's all the same people. Right? But with this one, with this chamber in particular, I'll go to the B2Bs, and then only a quarter of them are the same people, but the rest are all brand new people.
Well, we do encourage our members to bring somebody who may be interested. As a matter of fact, when people call and say that they're interested in joining the chamber, but they're not sure, we invite them. Come to our B2B. You don't have to be a member to be there.
Right.
Talk to our members, get a feel from them as to if you like being part of the chamber or not.
It's a good driver, correct?
It is. And it's a great networking opportunity there. I mean, it's a more informal. We have speakers every week,
Yep.
but it's a more informal type
And
of
you don't
meeting.
have to be a member.
You don't have to be a member.
To me, that's the best thing. You don't have to be a member. Yes, it's a chamber loss lead. We get what it is, but still, you get to meet these people, and you're like, wow, they're kind of doing things,
Yes.
which is really good. Right. So now, this is airing. So this airs next week, and so but. Talk about we have a trade show coming up.
We have a business expo.
Business expo.
Tomorrow.
Right.
From 5 to 8 at
Right.
Wekiwachi State Park. I'm not exactly sure how many vendors we have, but it should be a great opportunity.
I'm one.
Oh, you're one.
I get
It's
to
great.
literally what you see here in front of us is what's going. Well, we're not going to bring all the lights and cameras and stuff like that, but we're going to do a little podcasting setup so we can talk to people and do a couple interviews, and we're going to walk around and film a little bit. So
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
they're gonna love
I'm
that.
looking forward. First of all, it's probably been 15 years since I've been to Wekiwachi. I mean, I know. Is it going to be inside where the mermaids?
Outside. If it's outside, I believe there's some indoor.
That's us. We're on the indoors, but
those were limited. Those spots were limited, but
Right.
they will be outside and inside. There'll be restaurants showcasing their specialties.
Oh, they got to bring food?
They're gonna bring food.
Oh my goodness, I love food. I love food. I'm just saying, I'm an eater. So I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm an eater.
I enjoy eating myself.
Yes. So what else about the chamber do we need to know that's going on?
Well, we're here Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 at the afternoon.
I mean, you're open every day.
We're open every day, Friday by appointment only, because
Okay.
we do have, some stuff that we do internally here.
Right.
But we're here every single day. We have, Jordan is always at the front desk, and
Right.
she's a delight. So we're very happy to have her here. She talk about customer service.
Yes.
She is the epitome of a customer service person. But we're all here. Usually, Jen and Michael are usually out, in the field. Morris is
doing
in
their
and out of
job,
meetings, and it's pretty much Jordan and I here. We just run the place. We just make sure that everything stays status quo.
So do you work with the Hernando County commissioners as well? Do you work with the city or the county?
We do, but we're not part of the county.
No, yeah, but you work hand in hand with these guys,
We do,
right?
yeah.
That's phenomenal. It's getting, so if you need a source of information, this is kind of your source.
Yes, and Morris really is the liaison between the county and the chamber. So
Okay, and you can rent. I know we're filming in your conference room, right?
yes, this is our training room.
And this is available for everybody,
Yes,
correct?
it is for rent. They can rent it out for meetings. We have some trainings going on here that our training committee is being puts on. In 2023, actually, we're going to be really starting a big push with some trainings here that we're going to offer to all of our members.
Oh, there you go. I'll come in and do a podcast training for you.
Oh, that'd be great.
There you go. Learn to talk in front of a camera. It's not hard, just talk. That's all you got to do, right? So is the chamber, I mean, are you guys just growing and growing and growing, right?
We try to expand every, we do lose members here and there, but
Who
we
doesn't?
always, Michael does a great job with membership, and
Right.
we usually get anywhere between 10 and 13 members a month.
We got to get him on camera. It's kind of funny. Since we've been going, you guys, he's kind of avoiding the camera.
Well, yes, he has, because that's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's right. We were supposed to have Michael on today, and all of a sudden he goes, "I got to change for you." I'm like, "Really?" Yeah. He goes, "Linda's going to do it." I'm like, "Well, Mike, why aren't you doing it?" And so I don't think he's scared. I'm gonna call him. I'm calling you out. Michael. You're scared. You got to be on your own show, brother. Anything else that we need to know about? I know we got about 30 seconds left. Where can people find you at?
We're here at 15588 Aviation Loop Drive. We're in the industrial park. We are here, like I said, 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. Give us a call, stop by. We'd love to see you. That's
And they can always check the counter if things are going on.
always. Yeah, check our website if you have any questions about any events that are going on. If you have any questions about those events, pick up the phone and give us a call.
Because you're
here.
always moving and grooving.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching My Chamber TV this week. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week on My Chamber TV.